Hello and welcome all you fanciful people on the internet. Anaris here bringing you the second game in the best 3 match series between oGs.MC, guess it'd be SK.MC for this particular fight, fighting off against Beastyqt, Terran player over on the right side of the map. So game number 1 was actually very short, very sweet, and I would say mild to moderately simple as well to finish off that, as the saying goes. So let's talk about what we can see from game number 2 here. I think the reason that happened is because a lot of times in tournaments, top-level players will kind of save up their energy and basically use strats like that MC did to blast through the rounds of X, Y, and Z to get to the semifinals, etc., where they really want to save up their focus, their attention, and be at their best. So I think that game number 1 was kind of a result of that mentality. I don't want to look too deep into it, though, because it certainly was an exciting match. I will give it that, even if a bit brief. So, Beastyqt now, going to be opening up with the same building placement as before. I think he's expecting possibly the same. We'll look and see if he scouts out again. Although, here on Dual Site, personally, I don't have a ton of experience on this map. I think it's very nicely laid out. I feel like the expansion has a good balance of open areas up here, but still choke positions do exist and whatnot. So, for now, let's just wait and see what happens. oGs.MC, I think he can pretty much go any which way that he wants to. He's going to be watching to see what his opponent does, see if it's safe to expand, or if he has to go on some kind of one-base play. Already, we can spot in his base, he's opening up with a little bit more of a traditional build. He's got the gas, he's got the gateways, second pylon just went down, all pretty standard timings. Chrono boosts have been continuously used on the Nexus, so MC is going to be focused on an economic style of play, at least in the early game here. We're going to be watching the timings of the second gas to see if he's going to be using that for some type of one-base pressure play, or if he's going to let it alone, maybe go with, I would say something along the lines of a 4-gate, but that was definitely written off when MC decided to continuously use the Chrono Boost for the Nexus. So, more likely, he's going to be saving up for an expansion, 1, 2, 3-gate, depending on what he finds his opponent is doing. He went up there, he saw the barracks, he saw the depot. Let's actually take a quick peek and see what else he saw. He saw, okay, Terran player, no gas, which means either pressure, which is a little bit less likely because the fact that he's only running on 1 barracks right now, or saving up for an expansion, or as we can see here, also going for a double gas. So it could just be that Beastyqt wanted to kind of psych out MC and go for a different style of play that maybe he wasn't expecting, even if the gas is a little bit delayed, but we'll see. I mean, with the bunker going down, Beastyqt is definitely going to be sitting in this base at least for a little while. Could be, again, an anticipated response for, dealing with that early pressure, but many thoughts are going through these guys' heads right now. One of which is MC looking to possibly put some pressure on with the Zealot. We also do have a Stalker running around midfield as well. And with this Scout, pretty much just checking out, seeing if anything's going down, heading around the map, looking for stray units, etc. Now, with MC running up here, he's going to see that bunker going up, and he's like, yeah, you know what, man? Not even going to try, just leaving that alone for now. You see a factory is going down, that orbital command looking pretty good there as well. On that second command center, which you can see is way up here. I was staring at it for a half a second. I'm like, wait, did he not get his original? I know he did. I saw him. But, yeah, his second command center way up here. All the while, MC continuing on with his own natural expansion. Very good move at this point. I feel like since he kind of showed the Stalker and the Zealot at the front door, the Terran player might feel a little bit more timid about expanding out there without building up some forces first, which could work well for MC. Could work in his favor in that his opponent's expansion will be delayed. He'll be able to get up his own here despite the fact that it was built at a later point than his opponent. And looking around, we do have a few additional gateways going down, as well as a robotics facility. So, observers, definitely going to be a key unit here going into the mid-game. He really needs to know, MC that is, needs to know what his opponent is doing. You saw that the Stalker just ran up there, took a few shots. That was primarily to find out if anything was over here. He saw that reactor going down as well. Of course, he knows that orbital command is sitting there. That's obviously very standard and to be expected, but of course, the SCV getting taken out, getting that crucial scouting information, finding out robotics facility, 3-gate robo, okay, that's fine. So he's going to be in a pretty decent position to defend his base, not so much to force any sort of pressure here on the natural. And of course, now that the Terran player knows that, he's going to be moving out, dropping the bunker, nonetheless anticipating some form of aggression. We can also expect to see some turrets hopefully dropping down here in the time to come, as the engineering bay has been done for a little while now. That starport with the tech lab on it, going to be looking to see if he's going to go for Banshee, Raven, one or the other. We'll find out in just a minute. One thing I do want to point out is he is working on getting siege tech, recycling the bunker. Now keep in mind, you only get 75% of the minerals back from that now. Was changed down from 100, and of course the SCV transfer as well. Now the nice thing about this whole deal is MC, again, having delayed his opponent's expansion, I feel like MC is in a great spot right now. 31 to 37 on the workers, APM 189 to 244. And of course, you can see the production tab there with one Banshee. Now, MC's observer came up here to spot two things. First of all, the tech. Second of all, it's kind of an offshoot of that. He saw the starport. He wanted to see what's going to come out of it and if this tech lab is working. So, if he saw that it was working, he saw Banshee, he knew most likely there'd be some sort of cloaking technology in the works. We do, of course, see a second observer popped out right there. Might even be the third. No, yeah, it's the third one. I think the second one is floating around somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where. But with this Banshee heading out, I really feel that MC anticipated this coming. He spotted that there was no cloaking out, so you see he's sending out a few stalkers, wanting to catch this this Banshee. Very, very good game awareness right here being displayed by MC. Doesn't even control the watchtower. He just knows that a Banshee is going to be coming this way. Sure enough, catches it. The Banshee does try to micro away with a nice couple shots there, but MC, in anticipation of the Banshee running over to the main, already has a couple stalkers plus an observer here in the back. He has thought this out extremely well, and this Banshee really doesn't have anywhere to go. It's going to take a hit or two from this stalker here, and obviously draw the attention of the other one. Meanwhile, it does head back to base, looking for the only escape route that it can find, and it's pretty much just going to have to hope for the best. As you see, MC has a few stalkers littered around this side of the map. Now, let's take a look at the units tab. We can see one Immortal is already on the field. This is pretty much in response to Beastyqt's gathering of siege tanks here. And that's pretty much just it, siege tanks. So obviously they're extremely effective against those. Not very good against the Marines, though, which you see comprise the bulk of the infantry forces. Not a lot in the way of Marauders. So Zealots up here, looking good. 3 additional gateways. Also the Blink Stalker upgrade. I think that can be absolutely instrumental in dealing with harassment from the Banshees. Later on, offensive Blink Micro to maybe take out a tank or two before the Marines get into position. Also, this Raven, it's going to be something that the Protoss player wants to kill, if possible, before it drops any point defense drones. Since we're going to be seeing more, since MC is going to be getting that Blink upgrade, he's going to be relying on Stalker harassment, and having the threat of PDDs on the field is definitely something that you want to eliminate as soon as possible. But I do like the fact that he's continuing on with the Immortals, not really worrying about the Colossi at this point. He's just getting a Templar Archives, so Psystorm will be the name of the game dealing with these Marine packs that will be sure enough be defending these siege tanks. Now, with MC moving his stalkers over here in the position, you see he doesn't have any weapons or armor upgrades just yet. He's still focusing on macro, economy, all things of that nature, and building up his tech just a little bit. But the Blink upgrade coming into effect right now, taking a shot from one of the siege tanks, taking out the reactor as well. Not really going to be able to do anything else. Pretty much he just wanted to get up there, do any damage he could before drawing a reaction. One thing I would have liked to have seen there, although it would have made this drop infinitely more complex, well, not really infinite, but coming up here with possibly a sentry or two dropping a force field and then allowing the stalkers to do even more damage. But obviously that was not the case here. Really didn't want to do that much damage, I guess. Just, again, poking around and prodding, seeing what he could do, basically. So as far as income goes, we see, I do want to point out Psystorm is on the way, by the way, 48 to 54. So the economy for the Terran player has kind of evened out a tiny bit in favor of him, but we do have the first few sentries warped, or High Templar warped in now. They're going to be able to annihilate this Terran army, specifically the infantry. Notice the combat shields, so that's going to help out a little bit, but still, it's going to rely on extremely solid micro, good performance, by the Terran player. Likewise, force fields could really limit the maneuverability. That's what I'm going to be looking for, a combination of force fields and, of course, that this poor little SCV running around is basically just checking expansions, but a combination of force field and zealots holding the units in place. We also do have that charge upgrade, which I was getting to, finished up a second or two ago. That's going to be instrumental. Also, Archons in the field, extremely potent units against biological forces. Tiny bit of splash damage as well. They can really soak up the siege tank shots, but we all know pretty much Immortals are the king of absorbing that high quantity of damage, and there's the Terran player now actually scouting out, seeing the unit composition. We spot up here still a very big bunch of Terran stuff. I mean, that's pretty much all we have here. Banshees, Marines, Siege Tank, Raven, all just hanging out in a nice tight ball. Even these front couple siege tanks are unsieged. I'm wondering if maybe he's going to be moving out soon. We do also have the Marines coming up here. Again, probably just looking around to see if they can find any free targets. The Raven moving down, probably checking for observers now. He's going to spot that one, drive it away, take it down, leading to a kill for Beastyqt. Good one here in this match, going to be denying that scouting. He could be moving out as a result of that. He wants to basically deny the scouting to know when exactly the Terran player is moving. But little does the Terran player know there's another observer over here who spots the army moving out. Tell me this is not just begging for a Psystorm. I mean, seriously, the Terran player has let this energy build up on all the Banshees, so there's going to be a feedback frenzy with even the Banshees taking the lead there. And oh my God, please, for the love of God, grant me one wish before I die. Storm the hell out of that ball of Marines, please. Oh, and even the SCVs running around, you could just take a look at that. See, that giant blue ball just, ooh, begging for it. All right, now we'll see. We'll see if this game delivers, because I feel like if that happens, this game will officially qualify as extremely satisfying. Terran moves it out. Moving out, looking like he's going to want to control this watchtower here. He spots the Protoss forces, sees the composition. He knows those Psystorms are a threat, backs off very quickly there, only losing one Marine, taking a little bit of damage on the Banshees as well. But no harassment here in any of the mineral lines so far. We could see they're all very safe and sound. The Protoss force looking like he wants to try to engage over here, coming down off the ramp. The Zealots are going to get stuck, which is not something you want to have happen. But the Psystorms are going down, pretty much just keeping the Terran Marines. Oh, yes! I blanket the hell out of that Terran army. This I command you, MC. Oh, for the ire. Yes, that was awesome. So now pretty much all that's left are a bunch of banged up Marines, a few Immortals, a couple Stalkers as well. I'm fairly confident that MC is going to be able to wrap this up without too much difficulty. Yep, see, he's got reinforcements on the way, already working on just annihilating the remainder of the forces with a great Psystorm, catching that. This poor Marine, man, he is just like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, I hate my life! Ah! But he's pretty much going to be scouting. Actually, this is quite possibly the luckiest Marine. Seriously, there is no greater Marine than that guy. Ooh, look at that little sheep thing right there. That's pretty awesome. Okay, he's way cooler than the Marine. But back to the game here. Totally ADDing out. Ooh, piece of candy. We have MC looking like he's going to move forward now. He's in a great position. 130 to 76 supply. Again, one base up on his opponent. Good production. He had a decent bit of money stored up there as well. Handled that attack oh so effectively. He's got the right counters for everything. Of course, the Marines are nice and spread out here, but here comes the charge from MC. Now going on the offensive, looking to annihilate the Marines, taking out the siege tank. Fantastic storms, blanketing the rest of the Marines, and he even just walking through it. Going to be heading up the main. There's the GG from Beastyqt, giving the series 2-0 to MC. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, you should definitely like it, and also subscribe if you feel so inclined. Showing your support lets me know that you love kittens. Come on, subscribe for the kittens.